If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because why not? Do it, it's free. And if you're in Twitch chat, then say hi, Twitch chat. Hello, YouTube. It's me? Yeah, we are a card, dude. I'm a Panda Paladin. Okay. What better card to start with than the Panda Paladin? It's a Havencraft 6 play point 6/6, Crystallize 4, Countdown 2, last word summon a Panda Paladin. And then Panda Paladin has Rush. And when he strikes, it deals 3 damage to the enemy leader. This man goes face, and then you draw a card. So it's good, right? You get a 6 play 1/6/6. Rush is pretty whatever, but it gives you face damage and you get a card. But really, you want to play this for the Crystallize because you get in, you know, on 4, Countdown 2. It gives you a good turn 4 play going first. And then by the time you get the Paladin, like, it'll be pretty nice since he's gonna recycle himself, drawing you a card, and then going face while having a good stat line. Plus, he's a panda, right? Think of it like it's a mini Gandagosa. Yeah, see, this guy has the right idea. Think of it like a mini Gandagosa. Start watching YouTube, you have a test more. Okay, do I like Panda Paladin? Yes, chat. It took them way too long to put a panda in this game, but I'm glad they did. I do like the Paladin, and I hope he'll be playable. Surson in the chat, how you doing, Surson? You always pick Kuma and Tekken? Me too, dude, me too. Next we have Brave Buccaneer. Is this a filler card? It's a 4 play with 3/3 with Rush. On Fanfare you summon a Buccaneer, and then Enhance you summon a Biken. I guess it's not that bad, right? For 6 play points you get a 3/3 Rush, a Buccaneer, and a Biken. It's actually not that bad. It's 3 worth of Rally, 3 bodies. It's actually not that awful. Yo, Honker's in the chat. How you doing, Honk? Is the day at work? It's Friday though. Yeah, ultimately maybe cards like this just don't make the cutting constructed, right? But it doesn't seem awful. It is 3 rally and 3 decent followers. It might not be that bad though. It could be a decent go first gaming play as well. I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it. Heroic Resolve is a Forestcraft gold 1 play point spell. Says add 1 to a number of cards played this turn. That's interesting. Then at the end of the turn, if at least 4 cards were played this turn, draw a card and give +1/+1 to all allied followers. If at least 8 cards were played, draw 2 cards and give +2/+2 instead, and then war to all followers. See, I don't know how they expect Forest to play 8 cards a turn, but I guess this is one way to do so, where for 1 play point you're essentially playing 2 cards. And then because this gives you more cards played, it should be easy to hit the 4 or the 8. But I'm not sure I'm sold on that just yet. Playing 8 cards a turn is not easy, especially not in the mid game where this effect is relevant, right? Like mid game, draw 2, give +1/+1 to your dudes, great. If it's turn 10 and you're doing this, it might just not be good enough, right? So yeah, unless Forest gets a way to cheat, maybe Forest needs when you play a fairy, draw a card and gain a play point. That's what they need, right? I don't know. I don't hate this, but I'm not sold on the Forest play 8 cards a turn deck just yet. Maybe it's good. Then we have Cetus himself, Forestcraft Legendary, the Sunlit Hero. It's a 6 play point 3/6. Accelerate 1, put in Rider's Simplification into your hand, which is nice. He gets, you know, some access energy, put in his little spell. He has Ward. And in Fanfare, if at least 2 other cards were played this turn, he can Evo for free. He gets full Evo stats, still has Ward, and then has Evolve. Restore 2 Divas to your leader, recover 2 play points, and then on last words, he summons himself. Now, this is a very interesting card, right? Very flexible in how you can play it, because the Axle is fine. You can play him as a dude, potentially Evo him manually, or get a free Evo. And then he can heal, give you play points, and then resummon himself, which is kind of good, right? Like imagine you play Cetus, you Evo it, you get some play points, some heal, you trade. Your opponent has to then trade into your Cetus, which just spawns another one. And if they don't clear that new one, when it's back to your turn, you can Evo that one again, getting 2 play points back, which is maybe how you get to 8 cards played a turn. I don't know, I actually do like Cetus. If you know, add the Colossus, the 7-drop with the leader effect, like you could actually get to a lot of cards played, and maybe this shit will actually work. I do like Cetus, it's a cool character. The card seems good, so I'm a fan of it. Yeah, maybe Force can go back to being a big brain class. I do like this guy. Turn 6 Cetus, turn 7 Colossus, turn 8 Latica OTK. That sounds juicy enough, yeah. Cool to see I didn't forget about Axel Forest, but I don't know if all the support is still around. I do like Cetus though, he's super cool. Next we got Verdant Rebirth, a Dragoncraft Natura spell, 2 play points. Put a Great Tree into your hands, deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. If any Great Trees are in play, deal 5 damage instead. I haven't really seen enough reason why you want to have Great Trees on the board in the current, new Natura decks. So I don't know how good something like this is. Like, how much do you value putting a Great Tree into your hand? 2 play when deal 3 is fine. 2 play when deal 3, draw a card. Good. 2 play when deal 5, draw a card. Maybe better. So maybe this is fine. If it's easier to get a Great Tree to the board and you really want Great Trees, then sure, right? Good removal, it's cheap. Yeah, seems okay. Taga in the chat, I see you. Rejuvenate the Spark is a Bloodcraft Machina 1 playpoint spell. For 1 playpoint, you restore 1 defense to all allied followers and then you draw a card. However, you can also fuse Machina cards into it. And whenever cards are fused to this, if you have at least 1 playpoint, you basically use it. Restore 1 defense to all allied followers. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, this is kind of like turning your repair modes into like better repair modes. Because they heal everybody as opposed to just one guy. Which is good for like what Mono is trying to do, right? And then if you have to play this card itself, you can at the very least cycle it so you draw a card. Yeah, this just seems like heavy Mono support. Again, I don't really know how good that deck's gonna function, and until we see the bronzes and stuff, it might not really come together, but I sort of see the idea. You buff your dudes, they get evoed. If you have Mono, they get Storm. Yeah, something like that, right? Way to turn your useless Machina cards or repair modes into better effects. Seems okay, I guess. Yeah, some sort of like combo card, right? Marlone, Peace Advocate is a Havencraft, 3 playpoint 2/2 legendary. Fanfare, destroy X random enemy followers. X equals the number of enemy followers in play minus the number of allied followers in play. Okay, so at first glance you're like, does Marlone need me to bust out the calculator, do some calculus? But really it's a bit simpler than that, right? He just equalizes the field. So if your opponent has 4 followers and you have 1, then you'll clear until you guys both have 1. If he has 2 and you have 2, he won't do anything, right? So he could just, wipe a big board, but he never fully wipes the board because, Marlone always gets played, right? So it's really interesting how it works. Like, if your opponent has like one big, like say Bahamut, he doesn't do shit. But if they have a wide board, then Marlone could be really good, right? It's also relatively cheap at 3 play points. And, removal effect like this can be good, so I don't know. I wouldn't surprise me if this is good. You simp for this guy? I mean, a little weird, man. Jerry in the chat has going. People always underestimate cards with Storm in them. Storm is good, man. Can't sleep on the Storm cards. Can I sleep on Marlone? Yeah, he seems okay. Doesn't take an Eve or anything like that. Always online. Yeah, it seems decent, right? Okay, I'm not reading that. Alright, we also have Frenzied Corpsmaster, a Swordcraft Commander, 7 play point, 5/5. I kind of like the art on this one. It looks pretty cool, right? I hope that wasn't too loud. Okay, she has Ward. Then Fanfare Rally 10. Destroy 3 random enemy cards. That seems pretty powerful. Rally 20, destroy 5 cards instead. Okay, you can also accelerate this for 3. Summon in a Steel Clad Knight and a Heavy Knight. And then at the end of your turn, if you have Rally 15, you just get this. This seems like a pretty flexible card for Rally Swordcraft, right? What is her weapon? I don't know, dude. It looks... You don't want to get hit by that shit, though. You definitely don't want to get hit by that. I'm not dropping frames, but I did hear that Twitch is having some struggles today, Surson, so it might just be Twitch servers itself. Okay, so like, you can accelerate this for 3 to get 2 Rally, which is good. You can invoke this if it's in your deck when you have enough Rally, which is good. Then you can also play it, and if you've Rallying, which you're playing this in Rally deck, you get a good clear. Either clearing 3 things with a full enemy board. And all of that seems okay to me. None of this seems bad. Will Rally Sword be bad? I don't know about that one, but this all seems just fine. So, interesting, cool card. I hope Rally Sword is good. It's definitely Twitch. Hopefully the recording isn't destroyed for YouTube. We got Hectobeast Archdemon, a Bloodcraft legendary. 7 play 0.55. This dude has Bane, this dude has Ward. Is he a dragon? I can't really tell what he's supposed to be. Fanfare, deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower, and deal 2 damage to enemy leader, and restore 2 minutes to your leader. If Wrath is active for you, do this 3 times. My first question is, how the hell do you get Wrath in today's Bloodcraft? I don't think you do, right? Unless you cheated out with like Epitaph or some shit. And then secondly, if you have Wrath, I mean his effect is pretty strong because you're like clearing the board essentially. Dealing 6 damage to the face and then healing 6. While also he has Bane and Ward. Like, I mean, all of that seems good, sure. But how do you get to Wrath? Like, how the hell do you get to Wrath? I don't know how you get to Wrath. Aside from like you just push Epitaph and just cheat. I don't see you getting to Wrath manually, right? Is there even Wrath support? I don't think so. The other thing you have to wonder is like, okay, let's say there's a Wrath deck and it's like playable and there's support. He plays for 7, it's only doing 6 phase damage. That's significantly worse than Darkfeast bad. It's worse than the one that did 10 to the face as well, right? Yeah, it's worse than Permafrost, so I don't know. Gravy's Omega banned, so I don't know if this is gonna work out. Hey, Blood is weird, man. Like, I guess go back to supporting Wrath. I'm not sold. I'm definitely not sold. A Demonic Diva is a Bloodcraft 4 play 3/3. Says Fanfare. If Wrath is active for you, Evo's follower. On Evo, it's deal 1 damage to both leaders 3 times, then restore 5 minutes to your leader. Okay, so this is how you get Wrath. Either you are in Wrath and then it's a free Evo and face damage, or you're not in Wrath. You Evo this manually. You push 3 face damage and you proc your Wrath 3 times. Sure, I mean, if they print cards like this, then sure, getting to Wrath is like a thing you can do. And then maybe this is a payoff. I guess Blood's going back to Wrath. Whatever, I don't know what Vengeance is anymore. So sure. Demonic Diva, Archdemon, Wrath Blood coming through to a theater near you soon. I'm down to try it. Hope of Steel. Says Shadowcraft 1 play point, gold spell. Says Necromancy 2, draw a card. And hand 7. Randomly summon copies of the highest cost allied follower machinas with different names destroyed this match, so your area is full. Okay, so it's one of those cards where it's like you want to just cheat out as many chunky discs as you can. Essentially, you're playing this, hoping to get like Hugh Once Honged, Colossal Ass Lord, and whatever other machina cards are big. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a win condition, and if it is it even good enough? Get a bunch of Robo Waifus or a bunch of Robo Jobbers, I don't know. It's interesting. At the worst, you just draw cards for 1 cost of 2 shadows, or 1 shadow really, because this will give you a shadow. It's interesting. We're slowly seeing how like the Machina and Natura decks will come together. And I guess for shadow, there's one you summon big dudes and then cheat them out. Holy Crystal Archpriest is a Havencraft Gold. It's a 5 playment 3/3 with Ward. It says Fanfare, put a random amulet that costs 5 playments or less from your deck into play. And then you activate its Fanfares. Now you think this is good like Amulet Haven support, but I think it might be the opposite. Because the way you want to use this is to guarantee that you summon 1 5-cost amulet. And to do that, you can't really play other amulets that cost less than that. So like to get the most out of this card, you have to play it in a deck that is not playing amulets, except for 1 specific amulet that costs 5 that you want to proc. That way you can guarantee it. Because like playing this and getting a 2-cost amulet, it's like pretty whatever, right? Playing this and getting a 5-cost amulet is, I guess, better. I don't know what that 5-cost amulet is though, and I don't know if this is good enough, to be honest. Yeah, you could summon or less, but why would you want to? Maybe there's a good 4-cost amulet that is really good for this. But you don't want to get a 2-cost or 1-cost amulet off of this. That's just not good, right? It's just not. I'm not a big fan of this. Okay, we got Misty and Balon, Swordcraft, their Natura, and Commanders. They look super low quality. 6 play with 4/6. They have Storm, they have Ward. Everybody gets Storm and Ward, I guess. Fanfare, deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower. If you have any amulets in your hand, discard one and gain +2/+1. If a Great Tree is discarded, recover 3 play points. Okay, so you play this, clear something, go phase. You discarded a Great Tree, so this is really a 6/7 Storm. And you got 3 play points back, so you can do something else that turn. I mean, sure, all of that seems good. None of this seems bad. I don't know what sort of doing with Great Trees, but discarding them to buff this seems reasonably okay. This goes face for 6, 8 if you evo. You get a big ass board left over, and when you play this, you know, clear something. Yeah, seems good, right? Seems fine. And then we have Encounter in the Sun, 1 play point, gold, Swordcraft, Natura spell. That Misty in there. Put a random Swordcraft follower from your deck into your hand. Then, if there's any Great Tree Natura cards in your hand, put a Great Tree into your hand. Rally 7 record a play point. Okay, so it looks like the sword cards, they don't want you to use the Great Tree, just like have them in your hand, right? This will draw you a follower for 1, which is fine. Give you a Great Tree, which is also good. And then once you get to Rally 7, which shouldn't be that hard, this costs 0. I mean, that seems fine, right? Cycling Great Trees is good, especially if you get the Great Tree for 0. Getting followers is fine. Sure, this seems fine, right? Doesn't seem bad. Is that Latika? Is that like supposed to be like a tiny Latika? I don't know. Alright, well, that's all the cards we have today. But, you know, the new expansion is like right there, so I might not be able to do another card review because before you know it, we'll just be playing the new expansion. I will be doing a new Panda Cup when it comes out, so make sure you guys, you know, look forward to that. And we'll see soon enough how the new Natura Machina decks actually end up playing out. But I look forward to it. I hope that they're good. I mean, I like a lot of these characters. Baldain, Latika, Balon, Misty. There's some cool dudes in there. We'll do Panda Cup 47. Something like that.